Hey guys, I thought we would start by just relaxing and just taking a deep breath, dropping our shoulders. Hmm. Sometimes we need those little reminders. Maybe even put your hands over your eyes, and give your eyes some love. He she she na hapama a Tite she la puma ma ake sunse he ela shishinke ina pun. Haha poma anataikena. Just taking a few minutes out of the day sometimes and doing that. And even you could make that a meditation. Silly case. You could make that a meditation, and just sit quietly and listen and don't look at anything like what I'm doing. Okay. So I got these couple of cool quotes about thoughts. And we know how thought forms come into our field by, I believe, negative AI. So here is this one came from somebody who left a comment who said that it was a Sophia Oracle card. So if anybody knows this deck, please let me know because it sounds interesting, really cool. So the quote is, only listen to thoughts that need you, not the thoughts that want your attention or that want to give your power away. Want you to give away your power. Yeah. So only listen to the thoughts that need you, not the thoughts that want your attention, that want you to give away your power. So be monitoring your thoughts. And then take this into consideration too. Only believe thought forms that resonate with you deeply. So if you guys haven't seen my hashing it out video, it's pretty helpful. I've heard reports from quite a few people who've tried it and said that it really, really helped them. And you can conquer like any subject. And you could even go back and add things to it later. Like if you catch yourself believing a negative thought, you can add it to your list of the negative beliefs within that system, within that topic. So you can make it kind of fun that way. And you can adjust your affirmation card accordingly. You can just keep a little stack of your affirmation cards. And when you get shaken on any particular subject, you just remind yourself by taking that affirmation card out and reading it 5 times for 5 minutes. So it's a pretty cool little nifty thing, to be able to hash these subjects out as they come along or come up for healing, because this is a time of upheaval, guys. This is an absolute time of upheaval for sure. And just a quick mention on how you order these Q&As and how these work is you have to become a member of the Awakened Alliance first and foremost. So that's at awakenedalliance.org. And then you go to my services page. Then you find the Ask Amy Q&A. Click on that. There'll be a form where you enter in your question there. If you're talking about a specific person, I will keep that private, even if you write their name in by accident. So don't worry about that. And I only need a first name. I don't need the first and the last name, just the first name. Unless there's like 2 of them and you want to make sure I tune into the right one, but I probably would anyway. So, but I do keep that private. Sometimes I'll mention a pet because a lot of people, especially if it's a common name, I'll go ahead and I'll mention it because a lot of people have, a dog named Daisy or something like that. So, but if you want to make it private, like if you don't want your pet's name shared, then go ahead and put it in parentheses. And that way I'll skip right over it because that's how I tell myself, like, yeah, I might add parentheses to let me know to skip over that name. Other than that, it's $33 per question. So yeah, you can order as many questions as you want to. However, considering that I do actually record video readings for you guys too, and that answers up to 5 to 7 questions. So if you have a bunch of questions, you may as well just get the video reading if you want. And I put out a number of different questions every week. So it always varies between, God, I used to do like 20 and it would be like 2 or 3 hours. Since then, I usually do 10, 11, 13-ish. If I know that a lot's going on that next week, I might do 7 and I'll do like a shorter video. But yeah, and they come out every Thursday at 1 o'clock Central Time. So you can figure that out for your own time zone. And yeah, so that's how you do that and what's involved with that. If you haven't done that before, that's how you do it. Okay, so I thought I would just tap into just look at a couple of cards today real quick before we begin. Yeah, and I always listen to Spirit on that. It's different. Sometimes I usually give you an update in the beginning of these videos, but what I do after that, sometimes it differs. So I just feel into what Spirit is telling me to share with you guys. And when I say Spirit, I mean God, I mean unconditioned consciousness. So the Holy Spirit, there are many different ways, Christ consciousness to say that, our guides, my divine guidance council. So I trust my guides because I work with them very intimately and on a regular basis, and they always provide accurate information and pure-hearted information. So I've just seen it pretty tried and true through time. I've been tricked before. I have been tricked before, but it was because it was intentional by somebody. So yeah, for the most part, 99.9% of the time. That's who I'm talking to and what's going on. All right. Okay. I just looked over at my book, Project 369. And when I did, I saw the words recommended reading. So I think they're encouraging you to read the book, Project 369. It's about the Bible, but how the Bible pertains also to the law of attraction. So it has a lot of Bible verses, and I don't know, it's pretty cool. It helps you to understand what and who God is. And I come from, the only thing that I listen to is the fact that I was enlightened years ago. That's my truth. That's the only truth I stand on. That is my standing in God. That is the kingdom of God within me. I've actually, I know who I am quite confidently. So people have so many different varying beliefs, and I can see where their beliefs are a little bit, but they've been told that and they believe it. They've been given a line and they think certain things, or they watched a certain video, or they saw a documentary or whatnot. But it's Yeshua, not Jesus. Some people are out to deceive you and try to still convince you that Jesus is the word to use, and it's another way we got duped. But anyway, so many different things, and I'm wrong about some things because for the same reason, like I've been told this or told that or whatever. But I trust. Ultimately, the thing that I trust the most is my knowingness from my enlightenment experience. So I know what we are. I know what we are for a fact. I have no doubt about that. And I know how capable we are of manifesting things. And that is our very nature, you guys. When we truly are who we really are, past the personalities, past the ego, past the meat suit, we're profoundly powerful. And that's what they don't want us to find out. That's what they don't want us to know. But that's what I try to show you and teach you and demonstrate for you here. Okay. And there's a reason all this comes out. And when I do these readings on here, it's not coming from my logic. It's coming from what comes out of my mouth from spirit. So it's never an accident. If I say the wrong word for something, there's a reason that I said the wrong word. So pay close attention. If I mention an animal and it really isn't the name of that animal, pay attention to the so-called mistake, because it's really not a mistake. I'm telling you guys. Meaning that there's a purpose and a reason for everything. So I would even pay more attention to the mistakes in a way and try to see how it pertains for you. Okay. There was always enough, Sedna. So maybe some of you are going into a state of lack at this time, and they're encouraging you that there's always enough. So let's see what Sedna has to say. I don't think I brought my magnifying glass. Oh yeah, I did. Okay. Sedna. Okay, here we go. Maybe I will need it. Oh, no, I don't. Okay. Sedna brings messages about sustenance, gratitude, and the plentiful supply of everything that nourishes you. There's a never-ending flow of divine energy that creates all the practical provisions: money, water, food, shelter, air to breathe. This same universal wellspring delivers unseen nurturance such as support, kindness, time, and love. Sedna says, be thankful for every gift you receive: the supply of oxygen, your daily food and water, your home and clothing, and kindness from a stranger, support from your loved ones. Balance and gratitude are everything. You must not hoard or be stingy, nor must be wasteful or steal from life. Be honorable with money. Do your best to pay off debts and create healthy budgets. I kind of just disagree with some of that, but that's okay. Do you need to heal an ingrained fear of scarcity or invest in yourself more generously? Or are you being asked to spread your wealth and support those who have less? I would say yes to that, because I do believe Nasara and Jasara is coming. And so you guys might just wake up to look in your bank account and see millions of dollars in there. Who the heck knows? Or at least your debt's forgiven. To start off with, to let us know that, you know, that we are flipping things. We're flipping the power to those with good hearts. So, okay, give back as much as you take. Disrupting the equilibrium is unwise and won't lead to happiness. Your needs are always met. So, additional meanings are: your life's purpose involves marine conservation. That's interesting. Investigate your beliefs about money. So you could hash it out about money, because we were talking about that exercise. Organize your finances better. Contribute resources to charity, which many of you will be doing. And then an invocation is, I'm thankful for all I have. Prosperity is a state of mind. Absolutely. I want you guys to know too, in case you don't, there is plenty of food. There's plenty of water, clean water. There's clean air. We're sharing the same airspace as a lot of extraterrestrials, which, yes, do exist. I believe they exist. I talk to them on a regular basis, fairly regular basis. And I've just seen a lot of proof of it. So, and I don't know. The word is, there's shapeshifters. I've even met succubuses and things like that. So, I mean, there's like all kinds of ETs, all kinds. And it doesn't mean that you believe, I don't know. I don't even want to go down that one. So anyway, there is an infinite supply of everything that we need. There's even enough land everywhere. There's, from what I understand, there is a lot of everything that we need. So you just have to be of the energy of receiving it. You have to be like in a state of gratitude and being grateful for that, what you do have, to attract more to you. And so don't fall for the whole scarcity thing. We're running out of food and all that. If you do, if you do hold food for yourself, and plenty of it, then keep in mind to, cover your neighbors, cover your friends, cover those that you can, because there could be times when the store is closed. Yes. There could be times when the store has to be revamped, or all of the things taken off the shelves to take all the stuff with toxins out, natural flavoring out, and all of that, and bring in good, healthy foods. So there could be weeks or even months. But don't fall for any kind of scary illusion that the bad guys are putting out there about needing to go somewhere in order to be provided for. They have stockpiles of every seed you can possibly imagine, heirloom seeds saved so that we can replant if we have to. Even, the worst possible case scenario, we do have things safely stored in places that cannot be destroyed. So we have the capability of starting all over again if we have to, which we will never have to go through. So don't even think that. Sorry, I put that in your head. I'm just saying, we're covered. We're covered. And the ETs also have, they could either take us somewhere, or they could bring stuff to us. It's just limitless possibilities. I don't know about you guys, but I've been feeling some timeline shifts. I know that I have 3 of a particular plate, And I went to get in the cupboard the other day because I had used all three. So I went to put them back and there were already two on the shelf. And I just took a double take. I was like, what? I only got three of these. I remember even talking to one of my friends when I was getting them. And I was like, I have two, but I just want to get an extra one just in case one of them breaks or something. So I called her and I was like, I think I switched timelines because there's five of them. I don't know how I got five. And she laughed. She goes, I was on the phone with you. I remember. I remember you only had three. You had two at home and you went and got an extra. And I was like, thank you. That's what I thought. So those are the types of things that happen when you switch timelines. I just felt one of you being like, oh, that's what happened. If you can't explain it and it just like appears out of nowhere, or it's different than you thought, or it's totally misplaced, or whatever it is, you probably switch timelines. Okay. So I also wanted to get a Mary Magdalene message. So try to stay out of a scarcity mindset and just know you will be provided for. And I just got the scripture. I have plans for you to prosper you, not to harm you. So God's got your back. God means unconditioned consciousness. Okay. Not a man up there, coming down here to judge us and all that. God is, there does seem to be an intelligence to it though. I mean, so I will say that everything has an intelligence to it. Everything has it. Well, it's unconditioned consciousness. It's consciousness. Inanimate objects are alive and conscious. You could talk to your refrigerator, and ask it to work better for you. And it will, if you appreciate it. Confusion. And I got the word coming. Confusion coming. Well, this is being made on Monday, so maybe it'll have well, Spirit knows it's going out Thursday, so maybe it's still yet to come. Okay, confusion. Okay. Confusing thoughts regarding a major decision is causing you to feel confused. You may be feeling as if you don't know which way to turn at the moment. You feel unable to choose between that which you truly would love and that which you think you must do. At the heart of this issue lies a deep-seated sense of obligation to others. You're afraid that you might disappoint or hurt another by choosing what you love. The best course of action for you at this time is to take a few steps back. Don't place extra pressure on yourself by thinking that you must decide right now. Give yourself time. If possible, take a short break away from it all. Bring some peace and quiet into your life, and over the coming days, and things will be clearer. Your primary obligation is to honor what you truly feel in your heart. Others will understand in time. In other words, stop people pleasing and listen to your heart and do that, because that is God's will. God places these desires on our hearts for a reason. And the reason is for you to follow it and pass the test of not doing what you think you should do by what society programmed you is the right thing to do. Okay, we're breaking Babylon rules and we're going to God rules. Okay, God says unconditioned consciousness naturally has you go toward that which your heart is drawn to. When you do that, everything works out beautifully. Trust me. And many of you know that too. When you follow that, everything works out for everybody involved. Miracles happen for everyone. So don't let people play you. Don't let most of you, I would say in most situations where there's people pleasing involved, someone's getting duped and manipulated by the other person. So you're really not looking like any kind of a savior in the first place. They're just pretending because you're giving them what they want. Do you know what I mean? It's really silly. And people have a lot more respect for you and a deeper love for you if you actually have integrity. If you actually do look out for yourself and love yourself and make decisions based on what pulls you from your heart. And making decisions on what you believe is right in your heart. So, all right. What now? Okay, so I just wanted to play a little game. Okay. I have this little daily oracle book. And I thought you could ask 3 questions. If you need to pause the video, you can. Go ahead. So, and you're going to ask 3 questions and kind of, I mean, I guess it can be anything. And just think in terms of brainstorming too. This might not seem like an exact answer, but see how the answer might fit if you're doing a brainstorming session. See how the answer might be giving you, like leaning you this way or leaning you this way, or giving you a hint or a clue. Okay. So be kind of open-minded. Spirit is very mysterious in how it reveals things to you, but it's always right. So, okay. Okay, first question. Think your question for a minute, and then I will randomly open up to the book and read it to you. Wow. I've never even gotten this one. What's in your soul has a right to shine through you. It's the same message about following your heart. What's in your soul has a right to shine through you. It's there for a reason. What's in your heart has the right to shine through you. Okay. Think of another question. Think of another question. Okay. Wow. Holy crap. Do you guys remember when I went and did that video introducing your empress or something like that? Look at that. It says, stand in your power. You are strong. You are sovereign. Remember at the beginning, I said, I stand in God and I know who I am. That's the most important thing at this time. No matter what is going on, you stand in your sovereignty. Would that mean watch the Americans in Action video, you guys? It's really important. Only a few hundred of you have watched that. I mean, I personally think my numbers are totally played with for my protection. I think my audience looks a lot smaller than it actually is. But that's just what I think that they're doing with me, and I appreciate it. So, because I don't know, there's a lot of reasons I believe that. Is that true? I'm pulling a card real quick. Is that true? Yes. There you go. One sword is a yes, and especially Queen of Swords, because she tells the truth like it is. Okay. Stand in your power. You are strong. You are sovereign. So sovereign is just, it's basically, you're just going to be, we talk about, watch the video that's about jurisdiction. So there's a jurisdiction, you know, when police officers and people like that talk about jurisdiction, they're usually talking about like, this is my county that I work in. However, there's a spiritual jurisdiction going on simultaneously that actually can be felt energetically. You can even feel it when you get a piece of mail and it's threatening and it's a bill and it's a warrant or something crazy. You're looking at those words and you're feeling frightened. Then you're in the fear jurisdiction. Okay. There's either fear or love. Fear are fed by the nefarians that feed off that fear. So they send you this threatening, scary thing. And you're like, ugh. And if you buy into it, and if you put your fear into then you're in their jurisdiction. You're under their control. You're under their rules. Okay. However, if you are in a love vibration, and that is where you stand in your own jurisdiction, you can also influence the nefarian side to come over to your court where it plays by your rules, where things go by your rules, not the other side. So you have to know where you stand. Which side of the line are you on? So no matter what happens, you know, if you could be a truther and you could know all that's going on and you could know a lot about common law and sovereignty and all that stuff, but you could still get yourself in a kerfuffle, threatening to grab your gun and getting ridiculous and getting angry and all of that. But you are then in their jurisdiction and they know it because they can tell who is standing in their truth and love, and they can tell who is scared and speaking out of fear, which that is, if you're getting angry and getting hostile about it, you're actually afraid. And they can tell, and you're in their jurisdiction, and they'll be able to do, you know, play their rules, and you have to play by their rules then. So you have to assert yourself, and you have to assert your love vibration. And at least if you can't influence them over to the love side, at least stand in your own truth and stand in love and agree that I am in my jurisdiction, you're in your jurisdiction, nobody crosses their line. You know, you stay in your fear bubble and I'm going to stay in my love bubble, period. And we do not cross lines, peaceably. Just keep all that in mind in the times ahead. And this is just concurring. Stand in your power. You are strong. You are sovereign. Okay. That was pretty cool. I didn't know that was in there either. All right. One more. Thinking your question. All right. Huh. Cherish what's yours and respect theirs. So be grateful for what you have and who you have in your life, and you will attract more of it. Respect what others have. Don't try to steal from others. And also respect that they have chosen their fear bubble. Be like, okay, that's your choice. That's where you choose to be. And that's just not where I want to be. I'm going to go on a different, I'm going to go, just using an analogy, I'm going to get in a different car. I'm going to get in a different boat. I'm going to go on a different mountain. If this is your fear mountain, I'm going to be on a different mountain. I'm going to be on the love mountain over there, Okay. I guess I just opened up to this one just randomly, and it's a unicorn rearing up. And it's there is only ever been and will only ever be one you. So be unique, stand out, be your magical self. All right. All right. So, and we have a pretty full schedule today. So I don't know why I did all that, but I do as I'm said, as I'm said, I do as I'm said, told. I actually am feeling a desire for some coconut water. So I'm going to follow that desire of my heart and go get some real quick. Okay, here we go. And I usually put them in numerical order, but today it was reversed. So I guess we're just it's a backwards day. All right. And I have these other not cards. I have these other little felt pieces. So I'm just going to pull them randomly. I have no idea what I'm about to pull out of here. Okay. An apple tree. All right. We'll do that. We'll do an apple tree. Oh, it sticks very nicely. All right. Hello, Amy. Oh, this is 5634. 5634. Hello, Amy. I was watching your video you just put out the other day, and I don't know why, but I'm being moved to ask you to do a light language blessing for my ex to bring him peace. I broke up with him 8 years ago and haven't dated since. I had my own abandonment issues at that time that I had not dealt with, and he had his own issues with unresolved trauma and substance abuse. I'm finally starting to shift my perspective, and instead of viewing it always as he was emotionally abusive to me and controlling and mean, I'm starting to see I need to own up to my own issues I have and what I allowed in my life and my own accountability for how things unfolded. I also know he probably didn't love himself. I don't wish you to do a blessing to bring him back into my life. I just wish him to find peace within himself, with his past, and for him to be happy and healthy. Here's a fun fact. He and I shared the same name, just spelled different. Oh, that's pretty cool. Please send him the message that I am sorry and I didn't stand up for myself because of my own issues, and I didn't mean to let him down. I asked God to please protect me from him. I asked God to please protect me from him as he was in a bad state of mind there at the end. Thank you, Amy. You're welcome. All right. Mama, not Shane Tai. Let me grab a pen real quick. Something just jumped in my head. Sorry. Let's see, and okay. He has some resistance to the blessing. So I'm just going to ask permission. Yeah, his higher self says it's okay. He still has some resistance. Okay. So I double checked and he still is open, but there's a part of him that's like pushing it away. Resentment. So I just pictured you guys kind of meeting up and saying something kind to each other and then giving each other a hug. And he softened. So now he's ready to listen. All right. So that's not saying that you guys need to have that interaction at all. We just did it energetically. You don't need to. So that wasn't necessarily a hint or a clue that you need to do that unless you've been feeling compelled that you need to do that, then that would be confirmation of that. But don't take that necessarily as a clue to go do that. Especially if he was dangerous. Hala sanse piehina ai he pum pum moshishinke ina hai sense. Hala hampa hama anate sanse. He's also been doing a lot of reflecting on himself and what he did to screw things up, is what he said. Hapa shishihe not takin sase ina ai he pama an ha la an sanse. He realizes now that it just wasn't meant to be. It was a great lesson. And as much as he wishes that he could have had better control over things, he just admits that wasn't in the cards at that time. Like that just wasn't happening and I couldn't make it happen. And that's like, I just have to accept that. Okay. And Napa Ashishinke Hina Apon. Sunset Elapa Anataishinke. He does say that he really appreciates that you're looking out for him and sending this blessing because he thinks it's really mature of you and really kind and loving of you. Hapa Opona Chain Chai. He's like he's thinking about you right now. He's actually feeling this energy and he's knowing that it's coming from you somehow. And he's appreciative. It's just making him think of good memories with you and making him feel happy. In fact, it's kind of lessening his resentment. It's lowering his resentment. So that's pretty cool. That I feel like this is also kind of a hint for some of you to do the same for somebody you have in the past. Somebody who might be angry with you or resent you for something, send them some love. Just it reminds me of Ho'oponopono, where you put your hand on your heart and you say to yourself, you're saying it to yourself with the other person in mind. You're not saying it to the other person. You're putting your hand on your heart, focusing on yourself, and you're saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. With like picturing them in front of you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. So you could either do that or you could do what we just did and just send them loving energy. I do wish you well. I do hope that you can find peace and healing and that you can break your cycles, your destructive cycles. And I hope that you're doing well. And I do not wish to connect, Okay. So he said, thank you. I really appreciate it. So, all right. Anything else Spirit wants to say? Spirit wants to give you a couple of cards. We are talking to you through what you taste, hear, smell, touch, sounds, colors, and numbers. So pay close attention right now. There really is no past or future, so make it a practice to remain in this moment, letting nothing else distract you. And this is your superpower. So only reflect back on the past if you're actually going to do something about it. Don't spin out constantly thinking of, coulda, woulda, shouldas if you're not actually going to do something about it. Like what I was saying, like send them loving energy, trying to heal it, getting on the phone and apologizing, whatever you need to do to like make amends, or doing Byron Katie's work on it, or doing the hashing out exercise I just put up on YouTube. Whatever it is, you should do something about it so it stops coming up again. So it'll keep coming up until you actually resolve it. So if you want to be tortured for the rest of your life and potentially be, continuously negative, then go ahead, and don't do anything about it. But these guys are actually recommending, Spirit is actually recommending that you let things go, like you do something about it, or you just let it go and stay in the moment. In your gut, this isn't right. So trust when you have that feeling that you may not be, when something isn't right, just trust that, because you are seeing clearly and are about to make the right decision. They want you to go for it. So trust that when you get that gut instinct, listen to it. Don't doubt yourself. Don't think it's your imagination or your insecurity or whatever. Just listen to that. All right. And they wanted me to mention also about toning. So they were saying, in fact, I'm going to take this down for just a moment. The toning thing, I've talked about this before, but it kind of brushed over it very briefly or really quickly. But there's a way that you can heal yourself using your own voice. And basically what you can do, and I don't know if you can, sometimes the speaker kind of cuts out when you make certain sounds. So I have no idea if this is going to record or if it's just looking like I'm just like talking to myself. I don't know, like, muted. So, but I'm going to attempt to show you what it is to use toning for healing. So you can think about the subject. So today seems to be focused on eyes. Let's think about healing your eyes. So think about your eyes and think about how lovely your eyes are and how much you love your eyes. Just think very loving thoughts about your eyes. Then I want you to just make a sound out of your mouth. And draw it out as long as you can. And either you could go back to doing the same note again, or you can slide up the scale or down the scale. And I'm feeling like the more your voice is cracking, there's an actual issue there. So, and I do have issues with my eyes, obviously. So focus on it till your voice stops cracking. And if you feel a little nudge to go up or down, then you can do that. So it'd be like this. See, I must have cleared something out because I wasn't crackling that time. So maybe since it's solid, then I say, okay, let's go to another part of this. Let's heal the eyes on a little slightly different level, and let's go up a little bit. That's clear too. All clear. That's choppy. I'll stay there. Still thinking about loving your eyes. Okay, that's clear. Okay, we're clear. So isn't that fun? I just made all that up. I mean, I've toned before, just like using one note and just kind of hanging with it, but that was fun. So thank you guys for that, because I was inspired to do that, with you guys just now. Thank you guys. That was a great exercise. You should try that. It'd be really fun. I want to see what you guys experience with it, because that was really cool. And I feel clear. Okay, so a little little farmer dude, farmer guy. Okay. 5629. Hi, Amy. I hope you're having the best week. Thank you so much. I hope you are too. So regarding my divine masculine living an ex situation, when do you see his situationship finally dissolving and them going their separate ways, moving out and all? All right. Hapa asheshe na tains. Hapa ma'am. March, April, March, April, March, April. I feel like between March and April, it's going to be like more and more separated. So it feels like, maybe she finds a place, but she still has things over there. And just gradually more and more and more by like mid-April, she should be completely gone in her own place with her own things. That sounds awfully fast, but I'm going to put a blissing out to encourage that right now because I know that that's the healthiest thing. Or at least, I'm going to put out there that if it's within their free will and it's, God's will as well, then may it be amplified and assisted that I can assist right now. Okay. Hapan na shishihela again, hapa asan seshin, hapum haapan haake lasan seshin. Hata tain sa se epun. Hapa masha jenke na haipin haalasan se chin, na I ho hai sen. Hapa na hula hansan se la again chichi la pum hamaan hai lasan se chin. Ha. Okay, that feels really good. Okay, so you'll have to keep me posted. Your second question. And for my second question, since I am traveling with my DM here in a few days, and I'm super excited about it, I am curious on what action, if any, he will take towards this connection within the next 3 months in the 3D. Anything serious? Haha. Anything you and spirit will allow me to know without tripping up my best timeline. Lol. Thanks a million, Amy. I'm truly grateful for you. Okay. Sasan Sanbe no Pohama Ike. Tai Shishi. Ooh, I just saw him proposing. But as you know, whenever I say something like that, I'm just like, you don't expect it, and as I also say, the things that I predict are usually pretty much right on. However, timelines, you can shift timelines and all kinds of things happen with time. So it's not always going to happen within the time frame that I tell you, but it will happen. Most likely. From my experience in the years I've been doing this and the feedback I've gotten, it'll happen. It's just, the timing may not be when I say. So like I said, I just had to say it twice, I guess. Hapa shishena apa alakins esa sensei la puma ahin. Hi shishinke. Some of this stuff is already stuff that you guys are already doing. Hamama ashena atains. I see you guys staying in a hotel. I feel he is asking you for a commitment to be his girlfriend. I feel you refusing until or unless that other person is gone and out of his physical space, which I think is a brilliant and absolutely a must. But it's going to break his heart though. He's afraid to lose you. He's just really afraid to lose you. But so he should take some action on that situation he's in. I feel like he's actually going to invite you to live with him. I don't know if it's going to be the same place or a brand new place, but I do feel like he's going to put out an invite for you to start living together. So, and that put a twinge in my heart. So I'm going to talk to him for a minute and see what the twinge was about. He is afraid. He doesn't have a ton of confidence that this isn't going to end the same way. Like these guys they need to learn discernment in terms of like figuring out the people who do people and then the kind, loving, honest people that are out there. Because you divine feminines, you guys are in integrity. You guys are honorable people. You guys usually are pretty darn self-aware, and your yes is your yes genuinely, and your no is your no. So you are to be trusted, and you are, but these guys, they get tripped up and insecure about their decision-making ability because, they got duped by the karmic, pretending that they were a good person. I mean, and they may be a good person, but they're just so damaged that they're just like, taking other people down with them if they can. So, okay. So I'm reassuring him. Whenever I see things in your field that I end up talking to you about, I'm not going to just leave it there. And when I speak the light language after I've talked about it, then that means I'm clearing it up somehow. So if I haven't made that clear to you guys, somebody might need to may have needed to hear that. He's telling himself, I just need to trust my heart. I just need to be myself and trust my heart and tell my truth. That's exactly what that's exactly where any divine masculine needs to come from right now. Just be absolutely honest with your cards out on the table, both hands out of your pockets, with, bare everything. Show her your phone if you have to, or whatever. She's not going to ask you to do that, but like, just be like, if you want to see any kind of proof, I'll provide it if I have to, or whatever, whatever it is. Just be willing to be a completely, totally open, transparent book about anything. And that's what's going to win her over, is that she knows that you are now in a place of being willing to be vulnerable like that. I see you actually. Wow. I saw you living there. There were a bunch of boxes around and you guys were eating, I think, takeout in his kitchen. And I think you guys might be both in a new place, because it looks like there's nothing but big boxes everywhere. So, wow, that would be a lot in 3 months. But I mean, I guess you guys have been pretty ready for it. You guys have been talking about it for a while. So, and that's the cool thing about true love too. That's why people are surprised by how fast it goes. But it's like, you guys, in most cases, have known each other for years. Both of you dreaming of being with each other the whole time. So you've been acclimating to that lifestyle the whole time. So you already picture living with them, being with them, talking to their family, talking to their friends, how that would go. You've hashed it over in your head so many times over the years that when it actually comes down to time to do these things, you're like, okay, I'm ready, you know? Okay. Do. Yeah, okay. 5627. A chick. I don't know why that's so cute. It's just so tiny. It's a little tiny little chick. Okay, so 5627. This person, I believe, has 4 questions. Yeah. Hi, Amy. I think of you as my counselor. I have only connected to one counselor in my life and feel connected to you in the same way. Well, thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying that it would be an insult otherwise. I'm just saying I truly feel like that's a good thing. That's a great thing. Thank you. I don't know why I was like stumbling all over that. I was going to say also about that all I'm really doing, and this started when I started working at the Lighthouse bookstore. Well, I guess it started before, when I was in Granbury and I would do like psychic fairs. All I do is I'm just willing to be a mediator between you and your spirit guides or God, or however you want to see it. And I have pure intentions, and I'm unbiased when I do these readings. So all I'm doing is I'm just having a complete blank slate, and I allow people to come in. Like when I was doing, this is my mindset when I was doing the lighthouse thing, so that I wouldn't see myself as anything, put any kind of label on it. Just sit before me and ask a question, and I'll tell you what images come to my mind or what ideas come to my mind. That's as simple as it is, So you don't get in your head about it at all or anything. And you don't have to be somebody who like knows everything. And you don't have to be some kind of expert at astrology. And you don't have to be, any of that. You can just simply have an intuitive answer. Just share what you're getting intuitively and trust that that's the information they need to hear. So that's all I do. And so I'm not putting any kind of label on it, just that's why I call it like an intuitive spiritual teacher, because I teach you guys how to do what I do as well. Okay. Thank you for all your teachings and insight. You're welcome. I have 4 questions for you today. Number 1, my son, number 1, is a twin, and he's so fearful. Aw. His twin brother is fine and not afraid, but son number one had open heart surgery when he was 4 years old. Has this caused his life to be ruled by fear? Has this caused his life to be ruled by fear? It contributed. Are there energies attached to him? And can you assist in freeing him from fear and self-loathing? So let's take a look at this subject of fear with that son number one. Well, it was part of his destiny. Because we pick who our siblings and our whole family are going to be before we come, and it's all a balancing act. So somebody's got to be this person, and somebody's got to be the villain, and this one's got to be the little angel, and this one's got to be, the tyrant, and this one's got to be the one that cries all the time or whatever. It's like we're all balancing each other out. So there's been nothing wrong with him being that way because it was destined to be. He was supposed to play that role. However, let me see if I can get permission to aid in his healing his fear. And I'm getting a yes. They're sending him a perspective shift, a hanged man in the tarot. It doesn't necessarily have to be a permanent thing he can shift, but he has to decide it from within himself. And right now he has such a tiny, tiny little seed of love growing in him that could turn out to replace the fear, that he really has to focus on that seed at this point because he's already chosen the side of fear. But if he really wants to, and God's encouraging him to do this, is like really put his focus on that little seed and give it a lot of love and really nurture it and kind of remind him, love. That's love too. Oh, yeah, that's love here, Keep reminding himself and staying focused and make it his intention to see everything through loving eyes. They just said like a filter. Okay. Chehila ona pa ama ken asan se she na I taha san se she pim homa on I ke la san she hip epa hana ken. So they've used curiosity to help him come out of his shell of fear. Like a turtle. They showed me like a turtle getting enticed with a little bit of lettuce to poke its head out a little bit. So baby steps, it feels like he could take little baby steps and then grow by leaps and bounds pretty quick. It's possible. And it could be because of what he's about to face in this world, like with these truths coming out. In a bit of a tower moment way, pretty shocking. Okay, so that feels good. All right. Question number 2. Speaking of my son, he was in a car wreck yesterday. He's fine. This happened in the same intersection near my home where my husband was killed in a car wreck in June. Wow. Is there some negative energies in this intersection? And can you clear them out if so? So no one else will be hurt there. Yeah. And yes, there is drunk energy, drunk driving. Feel like there's yeah. Okay. Ow. There was a very, very tragic accident even before your husband that involved drunk driving. And I think it was so traumatic for everybody involved in it that there's residual energy there and a rage and an anger that they had to die. So let's clear that out. Hapa ama shashe na taiken sase la hopa. La shishin tai sanse la hepe pen ta taiken chechena he la ken hepe pema uhumaan taitain sase she la oken apa ana ai na shishe na enke ai ma omaan. That feels better. You might even drive through there and feel better now. Tantai Sansei. And your husband just waved. Okay. Number 3. And another he wants to give you advice with some of these or the spirit oracle cards real quick. You're on the right path to making your dreams come true. So he's helping you make your dreams come true. We're all just a work in progress. Cut yourself some slack. Self-love is the nucleus of all that's good. You are seeing things clearly and are about to make the right decision. Go for it. Someone needs a bit of tough love if you're to love yourself and live like you want to. And I think it's time to make that move. What are you waiting for? Do it. Okay. So number 3. In another Ask Amy Q&A, you let me know that negative AI are interfering with my dreams. You suggested that I laugh. I've tried to do this, but do not realize that I'm dreaming while I'm dreaming. So that's called lucid dreaming. And you can set the intention to do that. You can actually, I'm going to get some pills real quick to tell you what to take to actually encourage you to do some lucid dreaming, which could put you more in power too. Hang on. Okay. It is called galantamine. Galantamine. So if you take this just before, they give you different instructions, but for me, what works is just taking it before you go to bed. So, but you could do it per their instructions too and see if that works. So that's one way. Another thing is to actually laugh before bed. So I'm not sure if I told you to laugh before bed or while you're in well, I think I said to do it in your dreams. You're right. So, but having that conscious knowledge or reminding yourself when you go to bed. What? My cats are learning to use those buttons. Go to bed. I'm not going to go to bed. I'm making a video, silly goose. She wants me to go to bed. That's so funny. You know, you just never know where teaching them something like that's going to lead. I'm on readings now all the time, and they push all these different buttons while I'm talking to people, and they're like, "Do you want to play?" And I'm like, "Oh, I got to remember to take those buttons up when I go to get on these calls." Anyway, galantamine can help you, or setting the tone, sweetie pie. You're such a sweetie. Setting the tone beforehand, like reminding yourself every night before you go to bed. If I run into any, no, not right now. She's wanting attention. Go on, sweetheart. Good girl. She's like her. Give me your attention. So yeah, just set your intention or laugh before bed. Just remind yourself before bed, if I have any kind of run-ins that are scary at all, I'm going to laugh. So you actually consciously think that before you fall asleep. Or laugh really hard. Like do laugh therapy where you're just cracking up about anything you want to. You can watch funny videos, or you can just laugh for the sake of laughing, which will make you laugh even harder. You guys will appreciate this. I don't know. I went to leave a message for a friend on Telegram, and I accidentally recorded myself without realizing. And when I got back to my phone, it was still recording. And I was like, well, what did that record? So I went ahead and listened back to it, and I played it. I laughed so hard I was crying at what I sound like when I'm playing with my cats. It was so freaking hilarious. And I was laughing so hard. And, I said to my friend, I was like, oh my God, do I sound like that? Like, that's so funny. And she's like, yeah, you do that all the time. I was like, oh my God. Sometimes we don't realize how funny we sound. She was so used to it, she didn't even think anything of it. That was like hysterical. So that was pretty funny. So make yourself laugh before bed. Remember things like that, So that is one way, but you were going to ask something else though. Let's see, what else did you say here? I have tried to do this, but do not realize that I'm dreaming. It has intensified since me and my sister agreed to meet in the astral and go to the healing temple. Okay, so they're attacking you because you're going to a good place. A Black woman guide has appeared to both of us separately. That's interesting. Do you have any suggestion on how to stop the AI dream experience when I don't know what I'm dreaming? When I don't know that I'm dreaming? Is there a crystal I can wear to bed? Yes, tourmaline. Tourmaline helps. There's like a million. Anybody write down in the comment anything that's helped you with that same thing, something to put, like they say to even put iron underneath your bed, or just anything you put your intention into. It can be anywhere. You can pick a rock, gravel out of your gravel driveway or something. I mean, you could literally pick a blade of grass, stick it under your bed, and have the intention that it's protecting you in your sleep. I would also ask Archangel Michael, the ultimate protector. I would ask God to assign Archangel Michael to protect you in your sleep time. Or, I mean, if I don't know the name of a certain angel that does a certain thing, I'll be like, hey, could I get a lost and found angel to help me out, God? Say something like that, like Metatron or an angel that is in charge of helping protect us while we sleep. Could I get somebody like that to help? And then you'll get a yes if you've been practicing my divine guidance council meeting. So you can go look that up if you want to get your yes and no straight, to learn how to do that. But you'll get yes, or you'll get, some kind of a thumbs up or something from spirit that you'll be protected. Or you could also affirm, thank you, God, so much that my dreams are always protected, and that I can rest my weary head and get wonderful, profound insights and some great epiphanies and some healing happening in my subconscious mind while I'm sleeping and while I'm dreaming, that I can remember when I wake up and even do further work on, or whatever. But designate that time while you sleep to your healing. So, and I wouldn't, they're saying, take your attention away from them also. Like, don't give them your power. Assume that they're losing power, because they are, by the way. Assume that they're losing power. Don't assume they have the same power they used to be able to. And once you kind of acknowledge that, it should start fading as well. I'm doing protection over you right now too. Everything that I just mentioned that you could do, I'm putting supportive energy out there for you to find those solutions. And now that it's in your conscious mind, you might get an email, or you might see something on YouTube or something. I do this to protect myself in my sleep, and you'll be like, whoa. So that's kind of how spirit works. It's kind of cool. It's got your back that way. So just being aware of something and putting it out there that you'd like some assistance with it, because you have to also keep in mind that angels will not go. Now, they won't help us unless we ask for help. So we have to consciously, like, angels, could you help me with this issue? Or God, could you help me with these issues? Or God, could you assign an angel that would do this, that, or the other thing, somebody that you approve of. They said also to do very, very relaxing activities, like reading a nice book, an inspiring book, something that makes your heart swell and feel really good before you go to bed as well. Like, be in the right mindset when you go to bed, and don't go to bed worried about anything. If you're worried, laugh. You could literally set a timer. I used to do this. I used to set a timer for like 2 to 5 minutes before bed, and just laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. So it's awkward at first, but it gets more comfortable. Okay. I want to, for some reason, I feel like pulling the card on the woman that's been showing up for you, and the energy of her. Now, this may not actually be her that's in this deck, but like, I'm gonna, if she's not in this deck, in other words, we're gonna pull somebody who is similar energy to her. Okay, so who is this woman that's appearing to her and her sister? Who is this woman, and what is she representing? for them? What is she doing for them? Oh, wow. Nematona, safe space. So she's creating a safe space for you. She knows you're being attacked, and so she's like, it's okay. I'm here. She's a protector. It's amazing. Okay. Isn't that great confirmation? um, Become quiet and listen, for Nematoma is leading you into her sacred grove. I'm bringing you safe and sacred space. She says softly, your scattered and uprooted energies want a place to call home, both within and without you. Do your best to make your dwelling a haven for the soul, no matter how small or temporary your living space may be. If your home hasn't felt secure, call on me for help. Your aura, which is your psychic safe space, can be sensitive to everything to which it's exposed. When it gets overloaded with the weight of the world, retreat to your sanctuary. Meditate and ask every energy that's encroaching upon you to gently leave. Protect your boundaries without guilt. It is time to find emotional safe space with a therapist or healer, or is it time to find emotionally safe space with a therapist or healer? I mean, that could mean like getting a remote reading. A secure container for processing your feelings may be just what you need. I may soon lead you to powerful sacred sites where ancient trees, stone circles, or outside temples provide a changing encounter with the divine. Sanctify your space and put down roots. You belong here. So you could actually do a clearing on your space, like just, use some frankincense and myrrh or some nag champa or something with the intention of clearing your space of all negativity, including in your dream space. So additional meanings are: join a local druid group, create a shrine or altar in your living space, declutter or do space clearing rituals. Now, also that I was going to mention that, so I'm glad that this was actually listed on there, is make sure that your bedroom is completely, everything's put away and everything's super tidy before you go to bed. It really helps. It invites angels into your space to guard and protect you, and unicorns will want to be there as well. And unicorns are incredible protectors. So, but your space needs to be clean and clear for them to feel welcome to be there. So, a happy move to a new home is in the works, potentially. Creating stability and a settled environment will benefit you. An invocation is, with Nematoma's blessings, I create healing sanctuaries. So how cool is that? You could, just for fun, do a Divine Guidance Council meeting and invite Nematoma and whoever this woman is, Mermaid of Lemuria. She's a dark woman of joy. So maybe the woman that you're seeing is a mermaid from Lemuria trying to bring you joy and laughter to ward off evil in your sleep too. So you could do a Divine Guidance Council meeting and feel that out and see what those two have to say to you. Okay, I think you have one more question. And last, I have a specific fear of cockroaches, and so does my sister. I have also given this fear to my sons. Oh, these are huge black bugs with long feelers, and they scurry around. Oh, I know what cockroaches are. I grew up in Southern California. They're like everywhere over there. I have sent the big bugs love and asked them to stay outside. Good luck. I became terrified of them when I was in my grandfather's house, but that is a good way to handle it, though, to actually direct energy and telepathically communicate to them. That's good. But I became terrified of them when I was in my grandmother's house, and one of them jumped at me and flew around my head, its legs dangling down. Oh my gosh. Oh, I had no idea they could fly. Oh my gosh. I actually looked it up after I read this. When you submitted it, I was like, No. And I looked it up. They were like, how to note how to recognize a flying cockroach and what to do. And I was like, oh Lord. So I also lived in a house filled with them and was afraid to go anywhere in the house, afraid I would see one. We live in the South and they are coming in the house now during spring. Are you able to assist me in forgiving them or releasing this fear? And hopefully it will happen for my sister and my boys too. That's, I get some interesting requests, but that's definitely up there amongst the top. Um, yeah, so one thing you should know about cockroaches is they are completely, totally harmless. And from what I understand, they just carry germs. That's really the only thing. And I've had them run across my feet on the way to the bathroom when I was little, things like that. So I totally get it. And they're very creepy. They really are creepy. But they're sweet and they move quick and there's so much about them. They're just like, but see them different, maybe use your imagination and pretend you have a little cockroach friend, try to get over the EBGB part of it. That's the first thing. Do some visualization and see them being really sweet and doing something nice for you. Like, I don't know, grooming you. You know how monkeys groom each other and they pick little bugs off? Maybe imagine, maybe do a meditation where cockroaches are going all over your body, like scanning your body. No, no, honey, not no, 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 not. Mm, mm-mm. No, no. How many no's was that? That was a lot of no's. Do you? No, no, no. Go on. Thank you. Oh. So maybe do a meditation, yeah, where they're like going around your body, getting any kind of thing off of you, or going maybe even being in your body and taking things out like toxins or bad stuff. Think of a use for them because they're scavengers. They're really great at finding food just about anywhere, right? You could even look up the symbolism of them, see what they stand for and what they represent and how that can bring peace to you. Learn to be friends with them. Learn to just absolutely love them. You could even go visit a cockroach farm. Oh gosh. And ask to hold one or something. Or you could just watch them for hours until they become kind of boring, just like watch them and watch them and watch them and just be like, this is mesmerizing. Like, this is like a meditation watching them do this. Imagine that being your home, like all you knew was cockroaches. Like if you imagine that you are a cockroach and be amongst your community and be looking around at your other cockroach friends and everybody all looking the same and being like, that's the norm. And human beings like weird, so, and scary. I mean, what do they do when you turn on the light or you start walking to the bathroom in the middle of the night? They run off. Oh gosh, so we must be really scary for them too. So make peace with them as best you can, like in that way. And then I'm going to do a clearing now and let them, ask them to respect your space as best they can. That doesn't intrude with their free will as well, because they also have what they need to get done too. So kind of respecting each other. Hapa shishe na taki insan se pe au pon. Hala san she he na ake pom poma ake. Hala san se shin ke pun. I would also say like the thing that cockroaches are after is food. So don't leave any kind of food that's unlocked, uncovered, like make sure that you keep your countertops completely clean. Use a spray that has a little bit of peppermint in it because any kind of insect, they usually don't like peppermint. Is it all insects? Yeah, I don't think there would be an insect that would like peppermint. So, or tea tree, they're saying too. Tea tree, peppermint, spray those on your countertop too if you want to, or yeah. And just keep your countertops really clean and keep everything in a really sealed tight container. Don't let any crumbs be out anywhere. And they won't have any reason to be there if they, and usually it could be coming from an infestation from a neighbor too, though. So yeah, I don't know. There are humane ways to, keep them. Oh, there's also like these little where are they? I had one here a minute ago. Okay, you can buy these little bug sonar things that put out, they're like about that. This looks like a bug. That's funny. They're about that big, and they plug into the wall and they light up a little, just a slightly, and they put off a sound that we can't hear, but it really repels the bugs. So look for one that has a lot of like high ratings. Or people can comment down below also if they know a really good brand that scares off insects, then please share that. If I remember to, I'll put the brand that I use because it seems to work. I don't know if it does for sure. I mean, I get bugs sometimes, but not terrible at all. So, and I've heard other people get it really bad. So I think it works. Anyway, so what else? Hamba shishay na taiken sase hepe la ona hakaen. Hamba shishay kaila upuma hakaens. Tishay la insan sipien nai. Hala kepen hama ansensei. I feel like all of you were maybe involved in some kind of past life that started the fear. Oh, locusts. It feels like they were locusts. So you might want to see what a locust looks like. I wonder if they look like cockroaches, but they were like, or maybe, yeah, they're locusts. Feels like there was a plague of locusts. So you were actually afraid of, I think you were afraid of what you thought they would do to you. So maybe you could do a divine guidance council on that too. Or if we're doing a remote session, if you do want to do that, then we could actually go through that past life together and change up the ending, change up what happens that traumatizes you and get you on a different trajectory, different timeline that takes you like where that never happened. I'm putting that energy in anyway to help you guys get over it. As if we've already done that in our session. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. So the little chick still making me smile. Okay, so 5625, and I believe this is the last one. It is a windmill. Whoop. Okay. I don't know why this made me think of it either, but you might I've been watching Julie Green just to see what she says because I just think a lot of what she says is pretty cool. And yeah. So she just said something about the social, the MSM going down. And I'm like, yes, because I had just gotten a hit about that yesterday. And then I came out right afterwards. I was like, well, there we go. There we go. It's about time. Bring it. Big time. This is going to be so freaking awesome, you guys. As scary as this has been, it's going to be amazing to see some of this other stuff happen too, won't it? Oh my gosh. Okay. So 5625. Hello, my dear. This is for Q&A. My name is blank. Hope you're doing well. My question is, when will my house sell? When will my house sell? I just got August, but I feel like we could actually push it up if you're wanting to sell it quicker, which I do get a yes. So let me see. Now I feel like it could be July. The beginning of July, even before the 4th of July, possibly. And it might be like a younger single woman whose parents are going to co-sign or something. She's like getting a new start. I don't know why she needs a co-signer, but they're gonna, not that you would even know that. I don't even know if they would tell you that. But she's sweet. Hama shishenke ina apon hapama ana tayin sa seshi ila ai. So she's going to be out actively looking in June and July 1st or like right around there. It feels like she's going to be like, okay, this is the one I want. So she might visit a time or two in June, but she'll like make an offer July 1st ish. So awesome. Okay. Is there anything she needs to do to no, it's like destined. It feels like it's destined. It's just a matter of timing. Okay. So number 2, where was the best place for me to move after the sale, if indeed it sells, to have what I'm looking for? The best place for her to move. Let's say I like to have multiple choice in with a question like that to see what kind of places you do like. But I'm going to ask Spirit where they're encouraging you to go. So whether you like it or not, that's a place that Spirit is saying that might be a good option for you. The first thing that popped in my head is Georgia, and then I got Tennessee. And I'm not sure, even if you're talking about within your state that you live in or other states or other country, so I like to have multiple choice so I can feel into of the things that you're already thinking of, like what would be best. So maybe next time, if you do want to ask a question like that, try to give me multiple choice, please. Alabama even. Australia. Even Costa Rica. I see some kind of an island. I'm not sure if you would move there or like stay there for a little bit. It's a really little island. It's really cool. I even see Washington. And when I said little island, I thought a Whidbey Island or something like that. So it could be one of the islands out near Washington, outright off Washington. Yeah, those are the places I'm seeing. I just got Corpus Christi. If you've been thinking about going there, that's in Texas. And I think that's just for a visit too. I don't think that's to move. So if any of those confirm a place that you were already thinking of, then there you go. Okay, number 3. I am 62. I'm set in my ways, not as young and as cute as I used to be. And it feels like I'm running out of time and I don't want to be alone anymore. And I would like to know the name of my future mate, if indeed there will be someone who could tolerate me. God bless you for your time. Oh my gosh. Okay, so first off, I would say you need to start looking in the mirror, and no matter what you see there, start really talking yourself up and saying, you are so beautiful. You are such a beautiful person. And as said it in your ways as you are, I love you so much. And look at that strong arm, or look at that, like figure out some features that you do appreciate and that you do love about yourself. And I would start really talking yourself up. And I would just give yourself kudos any way that you can, whether it's about your personality or any kind of anything on your body that you can pick out that you think is beautiful, just your eyes or your lips or whatever. And I would start talking to your body. But if you can't even appreciate any of that, okay, you could at least look at your body and say, I love you. I love you, you wonderful body that's kept me alive for 62 beautiful years. I love you so much. Because just offering up love to your body like that will actually start to change the molecular structure of your cells and start to actually make you be more lovable and more beautiful to look at, because you're appreciating and loving it, right? So our bodies listen to our thoughts and our bodies listen to our speech. So say it out loud in the mirror, or as often as you can. Just, I'm so, you are so beautiful. You are so beautiful, and inside and out. And you're so, I just love you. I just love the hell out of you. So that's the first thing I would say. Okay, so I don't want to give you a person's name. I don't want to give you a person's name, but I'll tell you all about him. And here's why. Because I haven't found that to be the most accurate thing. I don't know why that is. I've just, I don't know what the deal is with that. But if I give you a description of what the person, I'll tell you everything. If spirit gives me the name, absolutely, I'll tell you the name in a heartbeat. And I've seen Bill twice. So there could be a Bill that's possible for you. But I wouldn't hang. Another reason not to tell you somebody's name is because you might hold out for only Bill, and it can only be Bill. But let's say spirit has somebody else in mind that's just as great as Bill, and they come in because Bill is sitting on his butt, not doing anything about your relationship, and he turns out to be some kind of a runner in a true love dynamic. And it's a really heartbreaking for you, heart-wrenching and horrible. And spirit wants you to give Jared a chance over here. So it's just like, if I give you Bill and you're just always like, Bill is my person, there is no one person for you, not for the divine feminines anyway. So, let Jared come in. So, but I'm going to feel into like the best possible person I can see that is like a non-runner potentially, or just somebody that I feel is most likely and most likely, and will treat you the very best that I can, come up with here. That's somebody who could actually, that it could actually work with. First of all, is there someone like that for her, God? Yes. All right. Hang on a minute. He's really funny. He's quirky and silly, and he makes you laugh a lot. So he gets you to not take yourself so seriously. So that's awesome. He loves to garden. He loves to watch birds. He may have glasses. He's very sweet. He loves to go on trips and go do things and discover things. He's a decent cook. I'd say he's a pretty good cook. He likes to serve you. So, he enjoys being that way. So he would, go get you a glass of water, or offer to bring you some wine, or, would you like a treat? Are you getting hungry about now? Like, some people call that doting. I mean, I love that stuff. So, I mean, it just seems super sweet. I also, I also feel like he kind of gets kinky in the bedroom. So he's quite the personality. No, I'm not telling you. It's just, you just roll with it. Whatever he's into, just roll with it, because it's innocent and it's sweet and it's just like it's its thing. So I don't feel like there's anything bad about it. It's just, you're gonna be like, you like to what? So just hold back your laughter. I mean, I mean, it could be like, something like calling his something a name or whatever, and just like maybe having it talk, or like, it might really make you laugh when you find out. You'll think he's kidding, and then you find out he's not kidding. Oh, what else about him? He is a good leader in terms of like, when you guys go on trips, like he'll make plans, he'll drive the RV, he's take charge. He's a good guy, really good catch. So I'm trying to see what he loves about you. And I think you do have a sense of humor. You have like a dry sense of humor that cracks him up. You're also really solid. You're dependable. Sound like a car, right? Yeah, he's not going to get duped or tricked by you or manipulated. You're pretty damn straightforward, is what he's saying. And you're strong, and you're kind, and Yeah, it just feels like both of you make each other feel like strong and stable and grounded. So it's going to be a beautiful connection. It feels to me like a soulmate connection. So that's good. It's not a twin flame. Those are can be dreadful. And especially when you're like already older, it's like, I don't want to deal with this. I don't have time to waste on somebody trying to figure their stuff out right now. So I feel like it's going to be a good, healthy relationship. So all right, I hope that helps. And it might be a bill, maybe. But be open to anybody that fits I would go more with the description that I gave you than the name. All right. Okay, so let's do the general blissing. Thank you for hanging out with me for this long. Those of you who are in the chat, I appreciate you. And yeah. All right. So drop your shoulders and relax. Think about something you would like to help change, whether it's our world or the MSM switching over to people telling the truth, or whatever your intention is that you would like to see happen, as long as it's within everybody's free will involved and for everybody's best interest, best and highest good, and within God's will and everything. We're not interfering with anything. Then we'll let it be amplified. Then my energy will amplify it. Okay. I also am feeling that as I do this blissing, it's going to help some of you sleep better. Some of you who've had a tough time sleeping, it's going to help you sleep better. Okay. Hapama asheshe na taiken sase he la ana ha e puhu maana che. Tata hisan sipi e puhu aha maaha e. Huh. What was that? I felt like some of you, this is so crazy. I just saw like a ripple or a wave go through you while you're sleeping. And it's almost like you get taken to a different place, a different timeline. You might wake up somebody somewhere like totally different and be like, whoa, how did I get here? What? So I probably won't hear from you guys though, because you'll be somewhere else. Unless I'm still in your reality at that point in that timeline. I don't know. But that's good. That's trippy. Happen. Wow. Huh. More people than I would think. I see like 20 of you watching this right now are gonna have something like that happen. Or maybe it'll just be like really obvious that you've switched timelines somehow, because it just feels very different when you wake up. And it's gonna happen while you're sleeping. I think I said that already, and they said it's a good thing. It's a really good thing if that happens to you. It's a good thing. And it's not a bad thing for those of it that haven't been. It's just that what's the difference between those who go through this and those who don't? The ones who stay have agreed to stay for longer, but not necessarily forever, but just for a longer period. Will they also potentially, the ones that remain and don't go to a different timeline at that time, do they have the option of going to a different timeline kind of similar to that also later? Yes. So it could be just, like if they say there's a room of 500 people, they're like, okay, first 30, please. And they're going to take the first 30. And then they're like, okay, the next 30, please. Like, so it might be like you're the end. You're at the end or in the middle or somewhere different. You haven't been called up yet. That's all. But it doesn't feel like there's any kind of ranking or anybody's better than anybody else who gets to go first or any of that. It's not even random either. It's just they're ready and they already like contracted to do it now. So maybe even within a couple of days. So if it's within a couple of days, that would be you probably wouldn't even be hearing this message then. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh, they said some of you are going to wake up and watch this video and you're going to have the explanation that you needed as to why this happened to you today or last night or whatever. Okay. So if you just had that happen and I'm still in your reality, then this is why that happened and this is what happened. Okay. Wow. I just saw a snake laying dead. Guess what the snake represents, you guys? The Nefarians. And Yeah, the Nefarians. So something might happen. Something might happen this week. Something pretty big. But Shishina, I'm gonna pull some cards on that. Well, when did you guys just see that big flash that just happened? I wonder if the solar flare is gonna happen. Some people say the solar flash is not gonna happen until like, I don't know, a long time from now. And I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like it could happen anytime, honestly. And maybe there's different solar flashes for different events and different for people too. There's so many different possibilities I'm feeling. Okay. So what does that mean? All right, guys. Having some kind of an epiphany of a broken heart. So that kind of sounds like the EBS. I know I say this all the time, but we know it's going to happen any minute. We know it will. But like having an epiphany about a heartbreaking thing. I mean, doesn't that kind of sound like it? What else? What else is going to happen this week that's kind of like a big thing? People being confused and saying things they don't mean. Um, some people feeling really stupid for being so confused, but then they're celebrating also. So it's like really bad news and then really like a happy relief. The end of a difficult period. People feeling insecure and people feeling like judgment. Like this is a big card about awakening. So, I mean, it could totally be that, you guys, and being given back to. So, we've been giving to the elites for a long time, not willingly either, not even knowing we were doing that. But now we're going to be given to. Wow, going from regret and sadness to financial stability. So some of you, if we have like banks go down on the stock market or something like that go down this week, then you may be like, oh, I lost all that money. And then boom, you go to your bank account and you're like, oh my gosh, like I have way more. I've been feeling that like that for a while, like some people being really surprised. Whoa, when I said that, look at this. An apology, a new inspired beginning, and massive healing and excitement and celebration coming. Oh my gosh, the card that's speaking out right there is like day and night. It's oh my gosh. So both day and night, you're going to be actively healing, replenishing, revitalizing, feeling inspired. You're going to feel like you're being apologized to, or you're getting that vindication that you've been needing or wanting. You may even be out in the spotlight somehow. Maybe a knight in shining armor shows up involved in there somewhere. But that's all feels very positive, something coming together and balancing out because of your emotional intelligence, somebody speaking up their truth to you too. So this could be the whole world having a bunch of stuff happen, and it brings the true love together too, because as I always say, the parallel has been going on that I've been seeing, that where the masculines and the world are going through the same things at the same time. So when all hell breaks loose, and then there's massive relief and it's all over, and it's like we can all start thinking about how to rebuild now, and we can go, just a massive transformation can happen so swiftly. And I do feel that happening. But when that happens, it could bring true love couples together as well. So, okay, guys, have yourselves a beautiful week. So you can always ask a question in next week's Ask Amy if you want to. Just go to my website, awakenedalliance.org, click on services, and then click on Ask Amy question. Then you fill out your question, and it's $33 per question. So have a great weekend, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.